A consumer alert tonight before you fill up your tank. The state agency that regulates gas pumps says it could take about 36 hours to mitigate diesel fuel that was pumped into unleaded gas tanks at stations all across the metro area.
And what stations? We still do not have a full list. Within the last hour, we heard from HF Sinclair, which supplied the tainted fuel to tankers that delivered it across the state. 9 News consumer investigator Steve Stager just got out of a news conference with state regulators. And Steve, they still don't have a complete list of where this happened.
They do not. They are waiting for that list. And within the last hour, we actually heard from HF Sinclair. This is the terminal that filled tankers with contaminated fuel from 2 p.m. on Wednesday to 6 a.m. on Thursday. The statement from HF Sinclair didn't answer our questions about what gas stations were impacted by this, something that they would have records of, we are told by state regulators. Now, the state tells we started hearing about this problem around 10 a.m. on Thursday when consumers started complaining about their vehicles breaking down just moments after they filled up the gas tank. We know that the state has confirmed contamination at 2 gas stations so far, the Costco in Sheridan and the Costco in Superior. And King Soopers says 13 of their locations have been impacted. That list has gone down from 22 stations to 13 stations. We have it up on 9news.com. This happened when contaminated fuel was loaded into tankers at the HF Sinclair terminal in Henderson. Then that fuel, which contained diesel, was pumped into unleaded gas station holding tanks across the metro area at stations we're still not sure of. Today, I asked the state's lead regulator of gas pumps if it is safe for people to fill up.
If I were filling up with regular unleaded today, I would look for facilities that could tell me where they got that fuel in the last few days.
So what he means is you can walk inside the store and you can ask for the bill of lading, which will tell you where the fuel came from. The governor's office just shared a statement saying that he is, quote, incredibly concerned by this. He said state agencies are investigating the state regulators you just heard from to make sure that the company fixes all of this as soon as possible. We continue to hear from people who are having engine trouble after they filled up at gas stations, and we continue to press some of these companies. King Soopers has been the most transparent and straightforward with us. They told us last night a list of 22 stations. They've then amended that list as the day has gone on, and they've tested the fuel inside those tanks and realized that at least there are only 13 stations on that list. They still continue to test the fuel as we go along. The state does say that Sinclair is in the process of going around to all these different retailers and clearing out the fuel tanks just to make sure that the diesel contamination is completely out of there, and they should have that all wrapped up in the next 24 to 36 hours, for as far as we know.
And Steve, let me ask you before we let you go, do you imagine that you're going to hear a lot more people coming forward, considering, I mean, just when I pull up to a King Soopers or a Costco, there are a lot of vehicles usually there going in and out.
We've heard from a lot of people already. A lot of the people we've talked to say if something's wrong, you're going to know about it right away. You're going to pull away from the gas station, your car will sputter a little bit, then it might turn off. You won't be able to get it started again. That means kind of immediate problems. I did talk to Zach Hope from the state, who's an expert in this, and he says, really and truthfully, if you filled up during those times and you've been driving around a lot of miles and your car hasn't been acting up, you're likely in the clear. But if you filled up at any point in the next couple of days, it's a good idea to contact the gas station where you filled up and make sure that you got gas that was safe and correct.
All right, Steve, thank you.